The greatest warfare is not the war against your ancestors. It's not the war for prosperity. It's not even the war for influence, affluence, name, money, and spiritual authority. No. The greatest warfare is the warfare of the submission of your will. That switch that God put into man that he does not have the authority to go to is called the will of the man. As long as that switch is on, you are apart from God. As long as that will is on. For every time in your journey with God, God will test the level of the submission of that will. If you tell God, I have submitted my will to you, he will test it. And he said to me, when man eventually departs from the planet Earth, there is one thing that remains: the will of the man. You see that your will, that's what goes before God. Because your will was the center of your decisions. Every decision you made. Now, I wanted to hear this. Whether the decision is conscious or it went through your subconscious or even at your unconscious state, the source that produced that will, the source that produced that decision is from your will. Your will runs like a code that has already been detailed and programmed on informations. And so, your actions and reactions to anything in life, it's on the subject of your will. Whenever you see yourself reacting to anything or acting towards anything, those two programs emanated, they came out from the center called the will of the man. And so, when you are able to train your will to react to certain things, you will know that you are actually in charge of all the circumstances. Have you had people say, the circumstances is what? How do you put it? It's out of my control. Beyond my control, right? Who can stand up and mention one circumstance that is beyond your control? One. Let's look at it. Because the problem is in the management of the will. I need someone to help me. If you think that there is any circumstance that is beyond your control. I said Jesus was by the time I was done lecturing yesterday, to stand up and go and sleep was a problem. In fact, the mental stress I have is still affecting me. Tell me one. I'm waiting now. I can't wait. If you want me to. All right. Mr. Vincent, let me hear you. Death is not within, it's not. It's in your control. I will tell you, you can decide to die today. Nobody will stop you from dying. Very easy. Climb a 10-story building and release yourself. Even when you are sick, death cannot take you without your consent. You will agree to die. That's why you will see people that will say, I want to see this person. I want to see this person. And the moment they are done seeing the person, they are gone. You will see somebody breathing and just be saying, I want to see this. Can you call this person for me? The death has come, but the person says, wait, let me finish something before we go. Even in the midst of accident, where people just cut off them, and you feel it was a forceful death, their consent was taken. And one of the things that the death will use as a sucker to get your conscience and consent is pain. There is a pain that will inflict you. You will say you are giving up. Oh, talk to me now. There is a pain you if they give it to you now, you will tell yourself it's better for me to die. So what killed you was not Mr. Death. It was your consent to pain. Yes. Like I said, you can decide if you go and buy sniper now and just drink. In 2 hours now, we arrange you somewhere. Very easy. So you can decide now to design your exit. You sit down now, use fly and design gone so soon. And then after designing, you don't take sniper. And when we come, we will see that you subjected yourself to your will. Even people that commit suicide, they said it's out of their control. No, it's a mental bombardment. If we are here now locked up, and then all of a sudden somebody runs in as everybody close the door, that there are people with AK-47 surrounding this church, and they said in the next 3 minutes they will start shooting, and it is only people with knockout, and then after 3 minutes somebody had and it was this knockout bomb, people will start dying here. You will be under intense pressure because your mental faculty has interpreted pain that is coming. You naturally give yourself pain. So, death is still within your control. I need one thing that is out of the human control. One. All right. Mr. David, let's hear. Waking up in the morning is not out of your control. What time did you wake up today? 6. If you have a scouting game, the match is leaving by 6 a.m. Can you decide to wake up by 5? Will you make it to wake up by 5? It's not out of your control. I'm looking for what is out of man's control. We say it's out of our control. The challenge is that we've not studied on the issue of this will. So let's check. What is out of man's control? Tell me, I want to hear. Have we exhausted our options? I need you to tell me that thing you think is out of my control. I couldn't control it. I'm sorry. Huh? Anger. Anger is a decision. Like I remember what I said. I said whether it is conscious, subconscious, or unconscious, the seed is the seed of, because it's like a program. It's like a system. If you tap the off button, there is many ways to off a system, right? Alt F4 will give you an option. If you press it, they will say, do you want to? They shut down. Like the system I use, if you just long press, if you don't want to go through long process of using bar or Alt 4, you just long process that key there to just say sweep. Once you drag it like this off. There is nothing that can happen without your permission. That's what I'm saying. When that anger came, it has a source. There's a program. It was not out of your control. Yeah. Huh? I'm not hearing. Time. What do you mean by time? What's the definition of time? Time has no business with you. You determine time. Yes. Huh? Thinking. That's the greatest self-will. Yes. All of them. If I study geology, we can predict when a volcano wants to erupt. We have 3 types of volcano: dormant, active, and another type of volcano. So if a volcano is dormant, it could be dormant for a period of time. And then after a period of time, it activates itself. And then they can tell the people around that place to leave that place. The earthquake has a time. You can pick when it starts generating. Do you know the earthquake generates from the earth crust? So it's a long distance before it gets to the epicenter and then explodes where it comes highest. So even the rain, don't you know when rain wants to fall? I want you to tell me that thing you said is beyond your control. Plane crash. Sir, it's still under control. If the engineers in the flight tell you they were not aware of what was going to happen, it's not true. As a human, what can't you? Because when we say is beyond my control, is the circumstances I could not control. What I'm trying to say in excess is that Jesus told me the will of the man is the most important switch. The moment you off that switch, you will understand the realities of life.